the Franciscan friar, took pity on Joseph and managed to secure him a place within the Franciscan order in Cupertino. Joseph's early days at the Franciscan monastery were a far cry from the spiritual heights, no pun intended, that he would later achieve. His role was humble, sweeping floors, washing dishes, and performing other menial tasks that required very little skill. For most, these tasks might have been a source of frustration or a reminder of their lowly status. But for Joseph, it was different. Perhaps it was because of his past experiences of failure or his natural inclination toward humility, but Joseph embraced his duties with a quiet determination. In the silence of his work, his devotion deepened. Over time, Joseph's frequent states of religious ecstasy began to reemerge, but unlike before, when these trances had caused him trouble and alienation, this time they seemed to mark him as someone set apart for something greater. His fellow friars started to notice his intense devotion, and while his ecstatic states might have once been seen as a hindrance, they now began to inspire a certain reverence. Joseph's perseverance in the face of adversity was absolutely undeniable, and despite his humble position, his spiritual depth could no longer be ignored. In 1628, despite his earlier failures and the long road that he had traveled, Joseph was ordained as a deacon and, soon after, as he had so longed for, as a priest. For someone who had once been dismissed as incompetent and unworthy, this was nothing short of miraculous. His ordination marked a new chapter in his life, one that defied natural explanation. In 1630, 2 years after his ordination, Joseph of Cupertino experienced the first of what would become many miraculous events that would astound both the faithful and the skeptical. It was the feast day of St. Francis of Assisi, a great day of importance for the Franciscans. The air was filled with the sound of prayers and hymns as the townspeople gathered for the outdoor procession, a tradition deeply rooted in the Franciscan community. Joseph, caught up in the seriousness of the occasion, entered a deep state of religious ecstasy, a state that had become more frequent since his ordination, as noted by his fellow friars.